Why, good morning, you beautiful souls. I hope you're having a great start to your Sunday thus far. And ultimately, we're going to dive deep into your greatest power, love. We're going to strip away the barriers of separation that cause our suffering and misperception, delusion, and tap into the oneness. So go ahead and get those last few wiggles out. Go ahead and relax. Any type of stretching, really, whatever you need to get yourself fully calm. We're going to carry over that tensionless state as we do in sleep into our waking state. So go ahead and take a nice deep breath in. And with your exhale, open the jaw and just relax the mouth. And let out a nice sigh. When you hear the first 3 taps of the bell, we'll take a nice deep breath in and release a powerful Om. There'll be a certain focus with each one. So just relax, sit back, and enjoy. I lovingly invite you into the space of my own heart so that you may awaken to your own Christ energy, your own universal power, and tap into the purest and greatest one each human is capable of conjuring, manifesting, and wielding. And this power of light and love. Simply command the body to rest. And just as you lie down and let go and sleep, approach this meditation with just as much love. A simple letting go. And just as we let go of this personhood, this human experience in sleep, we do so through letting go of expectations, allowing ourselves to simply be here and now. And with this last tap of the bell, taking in a nice deep breath, releasing one final Om, we begin to observe and rest within ourselves effortlessly, tensionless, calm, and loving. From the knowing and the position that everything else may happen naturally, sensations of body may come and go. Emotions of the realm of heart may rise and fall. And the chatter of the mind may seemingly never end. But it's here at this final tap of the bell, just as you listen from this knowing of otherness, begin to see these other thoughts, these other emotions, these other sensations of form, just as foreign, just as otherly as you experience this tap of the bell and listen to its sound. Just as you naturally distinguish between the bell and your own internal environment, here we let go of everything personal to awaken to the overflowing power and light of love that is everything. We must give ourselves the opportunity to experience it freely, fully. And just in this state of love, we come to recognize the kinship to sleep. For when we drop away from this waking state, we do so through a relaxation of our focus. When we want to let go of this tiring and energy tasking experience called being a human, we effortlessly let go, and we eagerly do so each night. For it's draining to play this game. It's tiring and energy consuming to create chaos, to live in otherness. And most importantly, every night we must return to our true position in knowing the oneness, universal love, the light of consciousness. We eagerly rest our head on our pillows each night to return home to this knowing. But what happens when you do so in the waking state? What happens when you approach life as you approach sleep? Do so now and find out. Simply relax. Allow everything within you to be. Hold judgments on nothing. Affix your attention to no single point. Simply remain as you are, that silent knower, that silent witness, the conscious controller of your inner voice, and the observer of everything inside of you and outside of you. But just because you experience these internal phenomena of thought, emotion, and sensation of form doesn't mean they're limited to just your body, to just your knowing. It's here we allow ourselves to see beyond what is known, to let go of the expectations and assumptions of Western society and culture, and resonate with the eternal harmonies stated so profoundly well in Eastern knowings. For thousands of years, it has been known that you are nothing but light, that this world is nothing but a dream. Come to awaken to the truth of this knowing. Everything that you experience in this waking state is but a play of light and love. All matter, if one can call it such a thing, is simply varying forms and states of energy. The atoms that comprise your cells don't even touch. To condense all life without the spaces in between atoms and the varying energy fields, all of life could fit inside of a golf ball. So, what is the realness? What is the weight of this reality that separates you from your truth? Here we must come to understand it's whatever you believe in. For you are the God and goddess of creation and manifestation in your own experience. Life, this experience, this world is what you make it to be. What happens when you no longer approach your body as some static, rigid body of cells, and instead see it as that fluid, ethereal energy of light. What happens when you consciously breathe in, knowing that you're filling yourself up with the love and the energy of the universe? That your body's stripping away electrons from these cells and atomic structures, also known as ATP, is providing yourself the fundamental block of life, energy, love. What happens when you let go of everything and all things that you have ever learned and experienced and simply remain here to witness freely and lovingly? Each moment is an opportunity for these recognitions, to experience the intimacy, to close the eyes and dissolve away, being intimately one with the surroundings, resting within your heart, feeling as if you're being embraced by a giant body, having your heart shine forth, warming up the entire body, filling you up with laughter and love, feeling weightless. There's an infinite expression and in truly infinite ways to experience what we are. For there is not one that can contain everything that is our truth. How does one comprise and summarize the experience of everything? Well, it's here we must understand you can't. It takes a game of many, which is why you're here, which is why all of life is. To come to understand and experience what we are, to explore this playground of love, and to do so from our position of not only truth, but of power. That you are the life itself, living itself out, experiencing itself through itself. We live in a realm of duality, for we understand and live and experience through contrast, through deduction. So allow yourself to deduce the ultimate knowing that you are life itself. For when you separate your ideology, your understanding of you, your identity, as this personal, temporary thing, you unfold into the eternal nature in which you stem from, that empowers you, and that gives life to all. And it is discovered through this pathway of the heart. By letting go of expectations and experiencing now freely, purely. And because there is no tension within yourself and you're not getting in your way in the many games of self-sabotage, your pureness unflows effortlessly. You are the light of love. You are the universe itself. Life is always here to support you and uplift you and provide for you. But you must trust life as if it's yourself. For in truth, there is no difference. Everything in this experience has been bringing you to this position, to this opportunity, to this recognition that everything stems from the same energy. Bring your heart back to the knowing that even the atoms that comprise your body do not touch, that there is space between each cell. So, what is it you even feel? For technically, you are floating. Come to question what you already know. And through this light of love, through this knowing of your position, you can trust in these words and follow them, for they serve as a guide to the deepest depths of your heart and truth. Taking in a deep breath, feel the body become lighter. Feel the light and love flowing in as the energy rushes through the spine and throughout the body. Effortlessly let it go. And again, draw on another breath, envisioning any color light of your choosing, filling in not only the lungs, but every nook and cranny within the form. And again, taking in deep breaths. Envision your physical body becoming brighter and brighter, every cell glowing and radiating with loving light. Continue to breathe and consciously observe the different energy moving around and within, the weightlessness experienced, the radiating of the heart shining. Every happening that arises within your experience, simply watch with indifference, detached, just as if you're trying to watch fragile bugs without harming or disturbing them. Be gentle with yourself. Allow all experiences to unfold. Give no judgment or definition to anything arising within you. If attention is observed, allow it to release itself. If a bubbling up is being felt, allow it to overflow. And whenever you feel any light, heat, or energy shining and radiating, expanding from you, simply sit back and enjoy the show. For when we watch our own inner world and the outer, with the same detachment and knowing as when we're watching a film, it's here that life begins to unfold. It dances, it plays, it heals, all before your very eyes, effortlessly. So allow life to flow through you. Allow life to flow as you, from this knowing of love, from this state of rest, and carry it with you into the waking state. The detachment, the calm, the peace are all things felt when you remain as you are, freely, effortlessly, purely. Take one more deep breath in. And as you draw in this life force, hold the inhale as long as you can. Do not allow it to be a point of stressing and tension, but to naturally and effortlessly unfold. When the body releases, again take one more breath in such a fashion. Slow and long, deep inhalations, simply giving your attention to the feeling, to the sound, to the knowing of breath and breathing. And as you hold that inhale, effortlessly watch. And with our last breath here again, just as when we rest with sleep, simply lie back within yourself and allow everything to fade. Do not engage with any happenings of the mind, the emotions, or body. Simply watch it. If thought forms and sensations and phenomena arise, do not be discouraged. See it as an opportunity to watch indifferently, with space. And most importantly, recognize that these happenings arise without our attention, without our effort, and without our conscious control. And as you observe these internal phenomena, take that recognition a step further. Through the inquiry, you are seeing these things happen without efforting and consciously happening and making them arise yourself. Then what does that mean of their nature? Is it original to you? Or is it otherly? Look within yourself and find the one. Look within yourself and discover the unchanging within you. When you hear the next tap of the bell, allow yourself to take a nice deep breath in. And as you fill yourself up with that light and love, we radiate and release a powerful Om with our exhale. And with its vibrations, and with our attention fixed to love, we chant out this powerful chord that will release any tension holding us back from growth and recognition. That our sound and chant of love will awaken and inspire those asleep around us. And that every vibration energy from this Om will strike the ether with such compassionate and loving force. It will help heal and uplift this place to make our world the paradise, this playground of love it's always intended to be. Namaste. I bow to the divine within you. And as always, floor is yours for questions. If you have any comments, feel free to drop them. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed this meditation. And I think there is some powerful truths that were stated in this one. So definitely give it a re-listen if you need to. But the one I really want to focus on for this little discourse, which really makes it the Satsang, is that concept of rest. When we let go and live with the same detachment as we do in sleep, what happens? See this as that call to action, the experiment in which you can fully apply, and most importantly, that you'll actualize and fully firsthand experiential knowledge, that top form of knowing, come to see it, the effortlessness of life, the concept that you are the creator of your experience. And when you let go of everything with the same just care and relaxation that you do of sleep, you've heard it before, you will find yourself being that rock in the river. The disturbances, the chaos, the tensions of life will flow around you because you won't attach yourself to them. Oh, thanks, digital media dude. I think the one thing I've experienced from my like biology background and my scientific of west exploration of Western culture and the sciences is truly how much we overlook that the East has been saying for thousands of years. I think the coolest stuff is when you get into quantum physics. It's science. It's like quantum. That's not science. I'm just getting caught up. It's quantum science is spiritual, like philosophy, ideologies, religions. It's spirituality. Like I've seen so many parallels between the understandings of what we do know in quantum physics of, the dual natures of atoms, if you think like the double slit experiment, the power of the observer, like when you get into the realm of quantum physics, it completely is just giving you like the quantifiable data of what every like Vedic text, the I Ching, like all these ancient cultures have been talking about and writing about spiritually for years. So it's important to understand that like you're just, and we're all as a society just learning how to navigate in this world and really what is consciousness. And when you allow yourself to approach it like rest again, and this ties in the point, you give yourself the opportunity to experience things freely. You give yourself the opportunity to be like the scientist who witnessed the double slit experiment. I think this is a great parallel. And this comes back into the point of, when you observe something, you change the way it operates in reality. And they did this with a light wave, looking at one slit, when you observe it, light will act like a particle. Very easy to see. If you observe it under two slits, again, it will act like a particle. It'll go through the two slits, it'll make like two vertical lines. You'll see it. But when you don't observe it and you allow light to go through those two slits, it'll give you the distress pattern of a wave. You'll see different waves adding up and minusing themselves out, and you'll see these little lines just kind of scattered out throughout the back page. Again, kind of like water going through, you'll see it ripple across. And that alone, right there, is one of the most powerful things that anyone can actually look at because it's the same thing as the placebo effect. When you are consciously, I guess you would say, like predicting or judging or assuming, when you're putting out your own perspective in the world, that's interfering with the world. It's causing distortions within it. And rest is the exact opposite. Sleep is the exact opposite. So when you allow yourself to carry the knowings of sleep into the waking state, it's fully to give yourself the freedom to experience life freely and openly, without judgment, without expectation. Because it's just like the double slit experiment again. When you live immersed in the play, reacting with every sensation that comes up, when you're carrying out your assumptions into existence and judging and predetermining, your experiment, you're observing that experiment. You're literally putting your energy out into the world to see it and shape it in a way in which you believe it to be. And when you approach it with rest, you are allowing that experiment to play out without any observation. I hope that makes sense. I got really excited with this topic, and the ATP comment got me because you heard it. You heard it. That's the real importance of this one. And again, just like the ATP concept, is we operate on energy. Even our body operates on energy, stripping away electrons. They say it's food. They say it's everything else, but recognize You're stripping away whatever it is. And when those atoms break apart, you're taking the energy from it. Doesn't matter what it is. You do it in breathing, you do it in drinking water, you do it with eating, yes. So, this is where you start to get into the superpowers, the metaphysical. Look into the different yogis and gurus that live off light. Now, I'm about to actually start my 7-day water fast tomorrow. So, it's a perfect time for me because it's always a great reminder to recognize that, yo, like the human experience is not very well understood. There's a guru in India. Um, he hasn't eaten since he was 11, and they've done physical experiments. He's been in medically supervised situations, and his bladder literally processes urine and then reabsorbs it into his body. That's the potential of the human experience. Like, I don't know if that doesn't excite you, if that doesn't get you curious, then what are you doing here? Just leave. It's okay. But in all seriousness, we can operate on light. We can operate on air. Because again, you think about what happens when you're stripping away these oxygen molecules, electrons, energy. That's the scientific breakdown of why this is a potential. But again, if you assert your consciousness into this reality, you're limiting it. This is one of the reasons why you kind of see it have to to see it is to believe it. I don't really like that saying. To know it is to know it. You have to really experience it to fully know something. And when you do these types of introspections and you've unfolded and healed and gone through this process of leveling yourself up, you've consciously stripped away walls of what you thought you knew. Now, what happens when you again approach life like rest and sleep, open? What happens when you let go of everything? This is when you start to tap into those superpowers. And I really do implore everyone, try doing some type of cleanse, some detox, some fasting, some juicing experiments with your life, because until you give yourself the opportunity, you'll never know. And that's one of the things that you tap into with water fasting. And I'll be trying to give you guys more of an update with everything daily. But when you allow yourself to fully purify yourself by remaining within yourself, by just cleansing out the physical vehicle with water, you realize how much you hold on to energetically for other things. But most importantly, it brings you back to that base state of who you are. And when you practice spirituality and introspection and self-reflection and gratitude, and you're trying to, live in that resting state, in the waking state, you're going to start to literally feel your pranic engine turn on. You'll start to feel the energy you get from breathing. You'll start to feel the life you get from creation. And when you start to tap into this realm, you start to realize, wow, I don't need food like I thought I did. I don't need water as much as I thought I did. Well, what else don't I know? And this is when you start to get into that realm of the woo woo, as it's called, the spiritual powers. So, I really just want to say, give it a shot. Try something new out this week. Don't forget to live in gratitude. And most importantly, may the fruit of knowledge offer you a seed. And in that seed, may your love, will, and intuition give life and nourishment. For a tree shall grow, and in its shade may you find peace, and offer peace to all who ask. Namaste. I bow to the divine within you. I love you so much. And again, carry over the same attitude, the same relaxation, the same effortlessness that you do with sleep into your waking state. You're willingly and eagerly capable of letting go of your personality, your identifications, your attachments, your past pains, your future worries. You let go of all that stuff in sleep. So, what stops you from letting it go in the waking state? These are the questions you have to ask yourself. And I promise you, carry these pointers to their fullest completion in your inquiry and search for truth. and you'll be healed, liberated, and tap into different realms of this playground that you didn't even know existed. And it's pretty dope. So I just want to say again, I love you so much. Thank you for tapping in, and much light and love. Let someone you know you love them today. Bruce.